Hello, everyone. I'm back with another review of my watch list for the week of December 20th. Okay. And this is the last of the full week we have left in this year. And I begin with looking at the Nifty. And as you know, last week was very bearish, 3.68% down. You see this right here. This is on a weekly chart. And then the last 2 weeks was, okay, well, you can actually go back to the time where, it kind of was bullish all the way up to the all-time high. And to look at all the rejections, 2 weeks of rejections going down, and then a couple of weeks attempting to come back up. And this actually was this candle formation was pretty good, but then look what happened. Again, another 2 weeks of a strong downtrend, 2 weeks of an uptrend, attempt to come back, but never to this level again. Not up to that level. And then another pushback down last week, 3.68%. But overall, the moving averages do look good. They do look good. And then so right now, we're looking at the possibility of this resistance of 17,250. Because we're right down here again, and it's possible that that we could face some resistance here and go sideways, or it could just go up. Let's see what happens. It is not easy to tell. All right, next I'll go to the daily chart and begin to look at the stocks for this week. I begin with Sbin. Okay, State Bank of India looks good. It was here it was the moving averages look good, and I saw this reversal here. See this? It's almost like a double bottom, kind of a reversal, and I was expecting to see a move up from here, but then all of a sudden, the last few days was negative, just going down, and of course last Friday was also a huge downtrend day. All right, so why is this still on my watch list? Well, because there's a couple of reasons. One, what I'm looking for is I want to see what kind of a retracement we'll get. Okay, now coming back from here, going back up from this point, will this act as a resistance anymore? Okay, because it seemed like the resistance was down here. And so I'm curious to see what is going to happen next. Is it going to go down a little further, or is it going to come back up? So if it moves back up again, and I would, and then I may look for this kind of a retracement. So it may not be on a Monday. I may not enter on a Monday unless I find something good on the hourly chart or the 4-hour chart. Okay, so I would look for a move up. And again, I left this was there from last week. Yeah, and so I'm still looking at a possibility of 9 or 10% gain if it does move up, and the move could be something like this that I'm looking forward to. And then, but in the midst of that, you'll face some of these red days that are pretty steep. That's part of the game. Okay, so that's Sbin, and the next one is Tata Power. And Tata Power, same thing. All right, this came up here. The moving averages are looking good. And then see, again, the all-time high. There wasn't enough steam to push through the all-time high, so it came down. A couple of levels of support. It didn't even, make an impact. Those 2 levels of support. And then look what happened. It went back up again. And then, and this did not work as a resistance. Rather, it just continued to push back up, and it found resistance here. And then, see, it's pushing back down again. And now it's just kind of consolidating here. So what I'm looking for is, will I see a move up like this, or will it go down further? So this is, I'm making my list a little bit longer this time, rather than 4 or 5. I've gone to about 7 this week because I want to observe this and see what happens. All right, TCS. All right, TCS is something that is the moving averages are just doesn't look good. It's sideways, but I am looking at this this channel pattern. And as I observe this channel pattern, it seems that this level of support, I want to see if that level of support is respected. Okay, if that is respected, then I may not, I may just see if this is going to come back up again. But again, this is something to observe. And the reason I'm keeping my list longer this time is because when my list was short, I went to my secondary list and I found some good moves, and I was able to make some profit out of those this last week. So that's why I'm leaving that in there. UPL, something similar. See, we were moving up toward this resistance, and quickly in the last 2-3 days it came down back down again. And see, the moving averages don't look good, but I'm curious. I'd be very cautious. Only if I get a very clear move here will I get into this. Okay, so that's something to keep an eye on, but not so convinced. I'm not that convinced because let me go back there. UPL, the moving averages don't look good, so I'm not that well convinced. But now, see, it is sideways, but it is swinging up and down. Okay, and I want to see if the swing continues. Will it come down again? And I want to observe the swing up and swing down. NHPC, all right, is another one that has been just swinging up and down between this resistance and support there. And so here it looks like it's found support right here a little bit higher. And I want to see if it will move further up. BEL, okay. All right, Bharat Electronics also looks like there's a channel pattern that has been following, and so the the resistance, the support has been moving up and up, the resistance as well. So it's a channel pattern, and in the midst of that, you can hear our dog. Maybe you might hear our dog barking away, and it's kind of a disturbance, but I hope it doesn't show up in the video on the, So here it is. And so I'm looking at this, this level here, okay, this trend line that I've drawn here, and I want to see if it's turning into like a triangle pattern. And I'm watching and observing because the triangle pattern possibility is there, and this channel pattern together. So let's see if this pushes out, and if it pushes out of this, and I'm going to look for a retracement and then move up. Okay, here it is, pushing up and then retracement and then moving up. When it moves up, then I'll jump in at that point. And if that's the case, let's suppose it will be around here. Look at that. I'm looking at about 10 to 11%. That's BEL. All right, here's another one that I have not traded much, but I had been watching this carefully for the last 2 months now, because it's a stock that I haven't traded much. But as I observed the last few weeks, look at the up and down swings. All right, so I have an eye on this. And but then, I saw this huge spike up like this all the way up here, and then, and then a huge drop. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen here, if this will come back up, and see if this 194.60 will be respected as a resistance or not. So here's about 7 that I'm sharing with you. I hope that this benefits you. And if it's beneficial, please make sure to press like on the video so that others can benefit from this. And also make sure to put any comments or questions that you have on the bottom. Okay, thank you so much, and have a great week of trading. All right, God bless you. Bye now.